Big week for us, huge weekend. This is the every season you have a pivotal weekend, and this is going to dictate what we're going to do here. I think postseason has a lot to do with it, but we got a lot of baseball afterwards, I know, but this is it, and you gotta either talk to your team about it or you don't. And I always do. And I told our guys that, the winner of this series, will probably be one of the representatives in the Big 12 postseason wise. And, it puts us in a really good situation to do that. And, and I've always talked to our team about what implications upcoming games and what we need to do, because if they're not tough enough to handle the pressure that brings, then we're not tough enough to play in the postseason. So that was my message yesterday. It's a big week for us. We're playing really good baseball. We took advantage of the homestand. You go 10-2 in your homestand, and that's what you need to do. And just playing good baseball, and in May. And in May, you have to stay healthy. You have to get hot, and you just got to go on a run. And historically, my teams haven't played well down the stretch, and I'm old enough to have that perspective. That's for sure. And I think I'm old enough and smart enough to have learned that we have to do some things differently. So we're backing off our guys on the field, and we're doing a little more in the weight room so we can be stronger. It's a grind. College baseball is a grind. It's not like you just play one game a week or 2 games a week. You're just playing 3 or 4, sometimes 5 games a week in a normal non-COVID setting, and it's just not the wear and tear physically, but it's emotionally. It's every single pitch. It's a 3.5-hour, 4-hour deal, and so it wears you out, and it wears the guys out. So I'm cognizant of that, and so we're really backing off our guys. Our practice is an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes long right now, and I just wanted to physically get stronger with the coach here in the weight room, and I want to be at our best physically. And fundamentally, there's nothing they're going to have to learn here, in May. And if they're learning something fundamentally in May, then I've screwed up the last couple of months. But there's nothing to learn fundamentally. We just got to be stronger, and we got to have energy. We got to stay hot and stay healthy here in May and June.
Howard, can we hear you yet? If you want to go ahead.
Can't hear you, Howard.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, we'll go. Kellis, you want to go
ahead? Can you hear me? Is it coming through?
Gotcha, Kellis.
Okay. Pete, given how well you guys have played lately, do you think KState is playing like a postseason team right now?
We're a postseason team. Yeah, absolutely. Postseason teams, have the arms, and we have the arms. 1 through 9, we're starting to swing the bat. We're playing good defense. To me, that's the key, playing good defense. But I think we're a postseason team, no question. We just got to be able to finish strong here these last 3 weekends in conference, and this is a pivotal weekend.
Big picture with 9 games left. You talked to your team about it. What do you think you guys need to do to give yourself a shot at a regional appearance?
The one stain on our resume right now would be that, you can't even, RPI is not even a component. It's not even the conversation. It's when you got all these conferences that aren't allowing to play non-conference baseball games, the Big Ten, just to name one, RPI cannot even be a factor. So the one thing that hurts us is, our road record, and which is perfect for where our schedule allows us to go right now, because we can change that. We have not played well on the road up until this point, but our last 2 out of 3 weekends puts us on the road, and it gives us a chance to change that. So perfect opportunity to make our resume a little bit better than what it is right now. But yeah, RPI. I mean, look, I can't play Nebraska because of the Big Ten, home and home. I lost those 2 games. Creighton can't play non-conference. Omaha, those guys can't play non-conference. Wichita can't play non-conference after April 1st. So what do? Do I sit home and not play Tuesday, Wednesday? Or do I play SWAC teams or Northern Colorado teams that really need to play because they need our guarantees to fund their programs? I choose to play, but it hurts our RPI. But these are different times, If the committee factors in RPI this year, it's crazy. It's just too skewed across the board. But the one thing that they can hit us on really is how we've played on the road, and that bothers me because we're tougher than that. We ran into Oklahoma State on their opening of their stadium, first series, Big 12. Those guys played well against us, and Texas, that was as hot as a team as I've seen in over a 3-day stretch. Those guys were awesome those 3 days. But you know what? We need to play well at Baylor, man, and we got to go to Kansas. We got to play well there. It's there for us to turn that perception around, and it is what it is. But I do think we have a postseason team. I know we do, and I've coached postseason teams before, and anytime you have a rotation that can beat anyone in the country 2 out of 3, you're a postseason team. And nobody wants. I wouldn't think anyone would want to see us in a super regional because of our rotation. So it sounds good, but we need to play good over these last 9 games.
All right. Thanks, Pete. Good luck.
Thanks, Kellis.
I'm going to go ahead and ask Howard's questions. He's doing a piece on Chad Shade, and he just wanted your comments on Chad's home run on Sunday and just what he's been like as a player and been on the team since he's been a part of the program.
Yeah, Chad, he's just a phenomenal kid and a great addition to our program. Whether he hit a home run or whether he played 1 inning or no innings, he's the ultimate team player and just energy, just a great addition. But for him to, he won't be on our travel squad, but or our Big 12 or our Big 12 tournament squad or our postseason squad, because we can only have 30 guys on that. But I just knew with our last non-conference game on Sunday that it was going to be Chad's last game, and what an awesome opportunity to send a message to our team that we reward hardworking, team first guys, and to be able to hit him lead off and get his first start in his last college game, and just to have him around our program makes all our guys work harder and appreciate what we all have every day here. That kid's awesome. That was one of the best moves I made as a head coach is having him be a part of our program because of who he is. You don't necessarily have to hit 3rd or 4th or be the starting pitcher to make an impact on our program, and Chad is proof of that.
Thank you, Coach. You good, Howard? Perfect. Go ahead, Colt.
Howard, we got to get that Zoom thing, man. We've been in quarantine for 14 months, buddy.
Go ahead, Colt.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. Hope you are doing well. On Sunday, you started Casey Ford. I was just kind of curious what the plan was going forward this weekend. Is it going to be Carson Seymour? Is it going to be Casey Ford? Kind of what's the plan going forward with those 2 guys?
Same rotation as last weekend. Carson will be in the bullpen, and Casey's pitched better than Carson. We're at a result. We are in a result-oriented level of baseball and athletics. I loved Carson out of the pen the other day too. He wasn't thinking mechanics; he was throwing, and might be a better fit for him. But for us, in the short term, I make decisions for the whole program, and Casey gives us a better chance to win as far as being able to throw strikes and get deeper into a start. And Carson is, the ultimate team guy. He understands everything, man. The only thing Carson cares about is Kansas State winning baseball games. So that was an easy conversation because of the person I had the conversation with. And Carson's awesome, and he's going to help us win games out of the pen.
And then I feel like every week I always ask about the injuries. I was just kind of curious if you kind of give an update on that front.
We're good, man. It's just my son Dominic is, has having a little trouble coming back from the broken hand, but it just leaves us a little light on the bench with left-handed bats and depth and pinch hitting. And Willman's got some tweaks going on, but other than that, I think we're in decent shape. Not to jinx anything, but the COVID stuff, we've danced around that, and I've crossed my fingers. I'm proud to say we're 90% of our programs vaccinated, and that's got to be a high across the country, as far as baseball programs. But it just tells you how locked in our guys into what we want to do and what we want to accomplish and the sacrifices they've made, so little things. I always thought that the coach that could maneuver with the COVID and handle that would have the edge in this league. And if that's the case, then we have an edge because our kids have done everything right, and we've preached the vaccine, and we're in good shape health-wise, so knock on wood, it continues.
And the last question I have for you, this weekend, Baylor is obviously a very good pitching and hitting team. You guys are in the same boat, hit a lot of home runs, throw a lot of strikes on the mound. Just kind of, what is the game plan going forward? If you can't hit home runs, or is small ball going to be in the picture, or do you just kind of sit back and wait for the home runs to come? Kind of, how do you approach a team like Baylor this weekend?
Well, I like to think we're multi-dimensional with what we can do, and if the wind's blowing in, we're not going to hit home runs. We kind of change our offense. If someone can't control the running game, we'll try to exploit that. I like to put pressure on people, and sometimes you're going to get thrown out when you do that, but it doesn't really matter to me. The fact that we are able to put pressure on people sometimes helps you in a game. And but with Baylor, they don't run a whole lot, and they can really swing the bats. And at the end of the day, the team that's going to pitch it better is going to win, and the team that's going to play better defense is going to win. So if you're looking at it, if I'm the head coach at Baylor, if I'm Steve Rodriguez and I'm looking at our numbers offensively, it's uncomfortable when you look at our numbers from the other side. Those numbers are pretty gaudy across the board, and you got to be careful. So those guys they don't want to walk people, so you probably got to get more fastballs, because you want solo home runs, not 3-run home runs. And honestly, we're just going to do our deal. Sometimes the conditions, if the wind's blowing out, I'm not running, I'm not bunting, I'm going to let our guys play, but I'll control the offense a little bit, but not much with this crew. These guys are pretty good.
Thank you, Coach.
Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, Pete, you touched on it earlier, and I'm going to ask you to do something that coaches are loath to do, and that's look about 3 weeks ahead at what your postseason staff might look like. You feel like you're as deep as 5 or 6 starters?
I think so. I think the number's 4, when you get into regional play, and I always thought if you had 4 good starters, you can come through a losers bracket and win a regional. And we have that. We have that with Jordan and Connor and Carson and Casey, and we got some other guys that have stretched out a little bit, and the Herbers, Pasno can get stretched out a little bit. So I love our depth. If we get into a situation where depth's going to, get us out of a regional or win a Big 12 tournament, then I like our staff more than any other staff in the conference. If you look what other staffs are doing, we're as deep and as healthy as anyone in our conference. So, we just got to play good down the stretch so we can maximize, that advantage.
And you feel like Casey has the maturity, but you don't really need to have a discussion with him as to putting too much pressure on himself, being in the starting lineup now?
No, I don't know, he might be 25, 26 years old. I don't know how old he is.
Yeah.
He's one of our oldest guys. He's been around the block, and he's paid his dues. And I remember when I was at Oklahoma, he started against us on Sunday as a freshman, and almost beat us. And so he's battle tested. No, I'm not worried about that. I mean, he just gets so amped up sometimes to win for the purple and white. You just got to back off his adrenaline and breathe a little bit. And then he's not good. Some guys are great with adrenaline, being fueled adrenaline wise. He's not, so he knows that. Yeah, he's lived and learned, believe me, to get to this moment and be really good for us.
Thank you, Pete.
Yeah, thank you.
Carson, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Hughes. I know you talked a little bit ago about some of the road struggles this year, but how much different are you guys as a team right now going on the road, considering one, health, some of the health issues you were dealing with at Texas and Oklahoma State, and then two, just the confidence that you guys are playing with right now?
I don't like the optics of our road numbers, but do I think we're capable of being a good road team? Yes. I just described to the Oklahoma State Texas scenario, and I get it, but optics wise, it looks terrible. Go to Wichita State, get beat. I just don't like the way it looks. It's, to me, that's a sign of a tough team or not team, or how you play on the road. And we're a tough team. We can play on the road. So we need to go to Baylor and play good. We need to go to Kansas and play good. We walked into a buzzsaw at Texas. Those guys are awesome. I told David Pierce, I said, that's a national championship team that I just saw, if they could stay there and figure out their bullpen. And so I get it, but we still got to go out and play good on the road here. And I said, it's a great situation for us that we are playing on the road 2 out of the last 3 weekends, so we can prove to people that we are tough and can play on the road.
I was going to ask too about switching up the rotation. Casey Ford obviously is a part of that, but also just new days for Connor and Jordan. Are there any intricacies there that go into pitching on a Friday versus a Saturday, and how much did it help to get them out there in that scenario this past weekend?
Yeah, it just helps the way, how you prepare them for those starts, and it changes their bullpen day during the course of the week and their prep, really their prep time. But other than that, I've never got caught up in the Friday night guy thing in my whole coaching career. I think that's overblown. It's all about winning games and series for me. So however you can position your pitching staff to win a series, it's, Friday night guy, Friday night, Wicks is your Friday night guy. No, Jordan Wicks pitch on Sunday for us and have a smile on his face if Kansas State won a series, believe me. So there's no ego there, but I want to do it, Kurtzy, because I love our bullpen. I love Ekberg. I love Torres. So those guys are better with a day's rest. So if I can use them on a Friday and use them on a Sunday, I think we have an advantage as a program. So who's going to give you the best chance to give you a lengthy outing? It's Jordan Wicks. So you put him in the Saturday spot. So you can go bullpen heavy Friday, bullpen heavy Sunday. With the idea of you won't need so much bullpen work on Saturday because Jordan is Jordan. So that's why I did it. I'm just trying to win series, man. And if we win series, no one's going to ask who pitched on Friday or Saturday or Sunday. They're just going to know the Cats won a series. And that's what I'm doing down the stretch here. And everybody's on board. I'm trying to maximize our strengths, right? So bullpen's our strength. Jordan's our strength. Get the bullpen on Friday and Sunday and get Jordan on Saturday.
Yeah, no, definitely get it. And then with Chris, to be Big 12 Player of the Week this past week after the start that he had to the year, I think it was 2 for 30. Just what can you say about his ability to stick it out this year through a really tough start?
It was more about my ability to stick it out with him. It's a long stretch. I said that to our staff though, but our evaluation is our evaluation, and if you believe in the kid and you believe in your evaluation, it'll come through. But I just seen him put numbers up in Big 12 play, and he did that 2 years ago. He was I think he was our leading hitter in Big 12 play. He can hit really good pitching, and you stick with people because if we don't have that tool and that weapon, then we're not going to go where we want to go this year. And, good for him to stick with it mentally because this game will beat you up. It's a tough game. It's result oriented and the results, the majority of the time don't go your way. So, he stayed in a good place. He battled through it and give him all the credit in the world. And we got him going now. And, if you look at our numbers in Big 12 play, he's at the top of our stats, and that's what he is. At the end of the day, this league is a stuff league, and you need to have hitters that can hit really good stuff, and he's a hitter that's proven to do that, and he's doing it again this year. So I'm proud of him. He stuck through it. He's a mature, older kid, and he's been through the ups and downs of this game, so that helped him manage through this tough time he had at the beginning of the spring.
Appreciate it, Coach. Best of luck this weekend.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Go ahead, Adam.
Coach, with these two next road weekend series, they're big for your team. And like you said, it's crucial to win at least one, if not both of these series. In any way, are you going to attempt to try and maybe coach more aggressively, maybe steal more, do bunt squeezes more, do more aggressive base running to try and get in more runs to try and help win?
I don't think so. I just think we'll play the same style we're playing. And, it's like I said, if the team that pitches the best and, plays good defense and limit free 90s and all that other stuff is going to win. But I won't do anything differently. I want to keep our bats hot and try not to get in the way. If we can keep swinging the bats, I don't get in the way. I let our guys swing the bats.